What's up, everybody? It's me, Crazy Frankie, and I'd like to welcome you to my Week 17 Special Edition video. Now, anybody who is a subscriber to me or knows me through anything else, that this week's video, as I stated last week on my blog post at crazyfrankie56.blogspot.com, that this video is going to be a little bit different because of the fact that this is Week 17 here. This is the final week of the regular season, and a lot of people, wondering, who's gonna get the last playoff spots, who's gonna win their current divisions, and all that. Now, before I get into that, I want to remind you of something here. That this video, I'm gonna let you guys know that this video is only a prediction. I'm gonna say that again. This is only a prediction of what I could possibly think probably might happen in Week 17. Remember, anything could happen in Week 17. I don't know specifics, as a guru right now. I mean, I'm pretty sure every NFL guru like myself or fans out there, we don't know what to expect this coming Sunday. Of course, this coming Sunday is the last week of the regular season. Let's take a look at the current playoff picture right now. The Broncos currently hold the 1 seed. They've already clinched the playoff berth. The Patriots are the 2nd seed. They've won the AFC East division. The Bengals are currently the 3rd seed. They've won the AFC North division. And the Colts are the 4th seed. Of course, they won the AFC South division. Kansas City is the 5th seed. They've already clinched the playoff berth. And the Dolphins right now currently hold the 6th and final playoff spot. Now, this is a lot to digest here for what I'm going to talk about, so this video is going to be pretty long here. What I currently think what may happen in the AFC conference right now, the way I'm looking at it. Now, it's tough to say right now for the last playoff spot right now because Miami still holds the final edge right now, and they don't have a lot to rely on in terms of what happens the rest of the way in Week 17. Now, this is what I can say at the moment right now, what I currently think is going to happen. Let me get to the 6th seed in just a moment. It's safe to say right now, the way I'm looking at it right now, the Broncos, I think, pretty much have wrapped up the 1 seed. There's no way they're going to lose to the Raiders. I don't think so. Even though I know they did lose Miller to a torn ACL and it's a season-ending injury. So that's kind of unfortunate for the Broncos defense. But it's not going to be much of a problem for the Broncos. I mean, all they have to do is just beat the Raiders, and they will clinch the 1 seed. I mean, the Patriots need a lot of help here. I mean, I know the Patriots are eyeing the 1 seed right now, but they could go as low as possibly the 3rd seed because Cincinnati beat them in the regular season. So let's just say where it happens. Now, look. We all know what's going to happen. Look, if the Broncos win, they clinch the 1 seed. If they somehow were to lose to the Raiders, of course, they will more than likely be the 2nd seed. They will still get that first round bye, but if the Patriots somehow win that game, of course, the Patriots are going to end up as the 1 seed. But if the Patriots do lose their game and the Bengals end up winning their game, the Bengals could move up to the 2 seed. So right now it's a little bit plays off right now of what happened, but I still think the Broncos are going to get the 1 seed. I think the Patriots will pretty much wrap up the 2nd seed. Bengals pretty much will stay at the 3rd seed, and the Colts will stay at the 4th seed. The Kansas City Chiefs have already locked in the 5th seed. Now we'll talk about the 6th seed here. Currently, right now, the Dolphins hold that last spot, and they don't really have a lot to gain from it right now. I mean, the only thing they have to do is just win their game and pretty much hope that the Ravens and the Chargers and the Steelers all lose, or say the Ravens win or the Chargers win. Actually, no, scratch that. No. In order for the Dolphins, I mean, the Dolphins have a lot of scenarios. Now, they got to win their game. They got to hope the Ravens lose. And either way, if the Chargers win or lose, Miami will still get in. Now, for the Ravens, they need a lot of help as much as the Chargers do and the other teams, including, don't forget, Steelers are still alive. Currently for the Ravens, it's a little bit harder. Now, the Ravens have to beat the Bengals for one thing. And, of course, they got to hope Miami and San Diego both lose in order for them to get that last spot. For the Chargers, it's kind of like the Ravens. They got to win their game. They got to hope Miami and Baltimore lose. For the Steelers, it's not. They got the worst scenario. We all know. They have to win out their game, and they got to hope all three, Dolphins, Ravens, and the Chargers, lose. Like I said, this is a lot to swallow here. And this is a lot to digest. It is really tough to say right now who's going to get that last spot. If I were to take a guess right now, I don't know. It's really tough to say. That last spot, I mean, anything could happen in Week 17. But if I look at it, I'm going to take a guess. I mean, in all honesty, look, I'm biased here, and I'm a biased. Anybody who knows me personally, who subscribes to me, or anybody who knows me very well, knows I'm a San Diego Chargers fan, and I'm hoping that the Chargers get that last spot, but I don't think it's real. In all honesty, I don't think realistically it's going to happen. So who's going to get that last spot? I think it's going to be the Baltimore Ravens. The Dolphins and the Jets. Remember that these are two teams that don't like each other, and it is a rivalry between them. I mean, I know the records show that the Dolphins pretty much have beaten up the Jets in many years, but the Jets right now have a lot to prove. I mean, they're trying to get an 8-8 record here, and what better way to beat them than your arch rival Dolphins? So it's tough to say right now who gets it. I mean, Geno Smith has a lot to prove this coming Sunday, and in all honesty, that Miami is the favorite in this game. But I really think that the Jets, I think, has a pretty good chance to beat the Dolphins, even though it's in Miami. But I think they have a good chance, and it wouldn't surprise me if they upset the Dolphins here. Now, the Bengals pretty much have nothing else to play for except maybe to try to get the 2 seed, but I don't think it's going to happen. I don't see the Patriots losing to the Bills. I don't think it's going to happen. So I would probably say more than likely that the Ravens are going to get that last spot. I think they got a lot more to prove right now, and they've already beaten the Bengals once, and it wouldn't surprise me if they end up beating them again. So who's gonna get that last spot? I think it's gonna be the Ravens. I think the Ravens are gonna get in. Anyways, AFC's done. NFC. Seahawks are currently the 1 seed. They've already clinched the playoff berth. The Panthers are now the 2 seed after beating the Saints last week. They're now the 2 seed. The Eagles currently hold the 3rd seed. They got a big one coming up against the Cowboys, and the 4th seed right now is the Bears. They got a big one coming up against the Packers. 49ers have already clinched the playoff berth. They still could wind up as the 6th seed, but currently right now they're the 5th seed, depending on the outcomes of what happens this coming Sunday. And currently right now the Saints hold the last playoff spot, but you also have to remember the Cardinals still currently right now still in good shape and position to try to get in. So to say what will happen right now in terms of the NFC, I'm pretty much a certainty that the Seattle Seahawks are going to clinch the 1 seed. They'll finally wrap up the NFC West here. It's amazing that you think for a team that had only 4 losses all year long, you would have thought by now they've already would have clinched the NFC West, but give the 49ers a ton of credit. They fought their way back, not only just for a playoff spot, they still have a chance to win the NFC West if somehow. Now, here's the current scenarios right now. Now, look, the NFC West division has not been wrapped up yet. Now, if the Seahawks win, they pretty much win the division and will get the 1 seed pretty much. Now, the 49ers have already clinched the playoff berth. They could still steal the NFC West from the Seahawks if somehow where the Seahawks were to lose to the Rams and the 49ers beat the Cardinals, then all of a sudden the 49ers could end up possibly capturing the 1 seed, but more likely no lower than a 2 seed. That's only if the 49ers win and the Seahawks lose. Now, what's currently happening, and I know the way I'm looking at it right now. Now, look. I still think pretty much the Seahawks are going to clinch the 1 seed. I don't see them losing to the Rams. 49ers pretty much are going to either be the 5th or 6th seed. I don't know where that playoff positioning is going to occur. But as far as the 2nd seed right now, it's tough to say. I think the Panthers are going to end up winning the NFC South division. They basically stole the division from the Saints when the Saints looked like they were going to run away with it. And Eagles and Packers, those are 2 key games I'm going to talk about here. That's going to be last and what I got to say here. Now, in terms of the last playoff spot, I I don't see the New Orleans Saints losing to the Buccaneers. I think the New Orleans Saints are going to easily get in. I mean, this is week 17. Their last game is their last regular season game for 2013 is at home. I like them at home. I don't see them losing to the Buccaneers. But right now for the Saints, they still have a chance to clinch the division only if Carolina somehow was to lose to the Falcons, and that could be an upset right there. I mean, if you were to ask me what an upset pick might be, it could be that game. The Falcons gave the 49ers quite a game last week, even though they lost in the end. Who's to say that the Falcons don't have a chance to upset the Panthers there? So currently, like I said, the Saints could still win the division. They have to beat the Buccaneers, and they have to lose, and they had to hope the Panthers lose to the Falcons, which could happen. That could be one of my upset picks right there. But it's tough to say right now. I don't think any much playoff positioning is going to change. I think the Panthers pretty much are going to win the division. The Saints will get the last playoff spot. Now, the order for the Cardinals. Now, the Cardinals currently hold an edge right now on everybody else in the NFC. That if somehow the Saints were to lose to the Buccaneers and the Cardinals somehow beat the 49ers, then the Cardinals get in and the Saints would be out. Like I'm telling you, people, this is a lot to swallow here, so bear with me here. I know this is a lot to digest here, and I want to get into my prediction of what I can see. I don't see the Seahawks losing the 1 seed. I think they're going to win the NFC West. They're going to wrap it up. 2 seed, the Panthers, they pretty much earned the bye. They pretty much stole the NFC South from the Saints, and I think, to me, they're in great shape. I think, to me, they're going to end up as the 2 seed. Eagles and the Bears right now, I'm going to get into their games in a minute. Right now, the 49ers, pretty much they're already in the playoffs, so it doesn't matter where they end up, whether as division winners or probably no less than the 5th seed. They could still wind up as a 6th seed, but depending on that game against the Cardinals. But anyways, if I wanted to give you the 2 games now, obviously, look, 2 divisions right now are on the line. The loser of these games is eliminated from playoff contention. Let me get into the Eagles and Cowboys for a minute here. Now, as all of you heard by now, that Tony Romo is questionable for the game. Cowboys coach Jason Garrett pretty much has Tony Romo as a question and all that. I don't think Tony Romo is going to be playing in this game. You want to risk your quarterback getting hurt in the last week? I mean, in all honesty, I'm looking at it this way. If you saw the Eagles play the Bears last week, the Eagles put up 54 points on a decent Bears team. And their defense looks pretty good. I'm going to go with the Eagles here. I think the Eagles are going to beat the Cowboys. Will this be a close game? Maybe, but I just think the Eagles are a much better team in this fact, and they're going to be much ready for the Cowboys here. Cowboys right now got injury issues. You got the Tony Romo issue. And their running game is the only thing that's probably going to keep them in that game. But I just think the Eagles are slightly better team, and I think the Eagles are pretty much gonna win the NFC East division. And I hate to say it, the Cowboys, they're gonna be out. The other key game, the other division winner take all here. Of course, the oldest rivalry, Packers at the Bears. From the words for the time of this video, Aaron Rodgers, as I've heard, is going to be in this game. It didn't surprise me one bit that Aaron Rodgers was going to be playing in this game. It's really tough to say what is going to come out of that game, but I just think, look, I don't know if you're a Bears fan, you got to worry, because really, you look at that last game against the Eagles, Cutler was just flat out terrible. And it would not surprise me if Jay Cutler was to throw a game-ending interception here. Will this game be close? It might be, as long as their wide receivers are basically in connection with Jay Cutler, that they work together and Matt Forte gets a running game going. It might be close, but I just think I know the Packers don't have Clay Matthews defensive-wise, and a lot of you, this game could be a lot of you are wondering here, this game is more or less a toss-up here, but I'm going to go with the Green Bay Packers here. I just think that with Aaron Rodgers, they need Aaron Rodgers badly, because if you put Matt Flynn in that game, I would have easily said the Bears are going to beat him, but no. You put Aaron Rodgers for this game, that increases their chances of winning here, and I'm going to go with the Packers here. The Packers will beat the Bears here. And pretty much the Packers will be in the playoffs. They'll probably, more or less, will wind up as the 4th seed. No matter who wins that game, they're going to end up as the 4th seed. Well, everybody, I want to give a big thank you to all of you who watched my videos all season long. I know I missed one. It was the Thanksgiving video. I didn't get a chance to do that one because, I pretty much explained it in that video what happened on here. And before I wrap it up for the 2013 season, I gotta give a big shout out to one of the people who commented on all my videos, White's on Full. You were a big help, an enormous big help on putting the point spread on my comment section. I got to give a big thank you to that. I thank you for not only that, but also retweeting and also putting up my videos for other people to see on your channel in terms of the NFL, and I really appreciate you that much. And I am looking into thinking about putting point spreads next season for my videos, but we'll wait and see what happens. Now, a lot of you wondering if I'm going to do the playoffs. More than likely no, because I want all of us to watch the playoffs. I mean, I know I could do videos on the playoffs and all that, but I'm just gonna leave it up to the experts here, to the NFL experts and all, to talk about the playoffs and all that. I mean, really, it's tough. I mean, playoffs, anything can happen. Anything can happen in the playoffs, and I'm excited for the playoffs to occur next weekend. So anyways, thank you everybody for watching all my videos all season long, and I'll let you know what I plan to do for 2014. But until then, everybody, let's enjoy week number 17, and let's just see what is going to happen in terms of what is going to occur this coming Sunday. Anyways, take care everybody, have a great New Year's, and I will see you all next season. So take care.